Hi, my name is Widiana Yeny. I am from University International Batam. My NPM is 1941062, and I'm here. I want to talk about banking.
The bank literally comes from the Italian language, which is banco, which means bench. The bench itself refers to the table that is used by bankers to carry out operational activities serving the community or customer. The term bench has increasingly developed into a bank. In addition to the literal meaning, banks also have several broad definitions ranging from the laws enforced in the Republic of Indonesia, Wikipedia, to the Financial Accounting Standard PSAK. And bank function number 1 is agent of trust, referring to the agent of trust, which meaning the bearer of trust. Banks are considered as institutions that rely on the trust and the key and the main basis of banking activities. This trust encompasses all operational activities involving the interests of the community as customer. And the number 2, agent of development. Banks are touted as agents of development because they are able to provide activities that enable people to invest, distribute, consume, or use money as their medium. All of these banking activities will certainly affect the economic development of the community. As is known, the real sector and the monetary sector are two aspects in Indonesia. Commercial banks came to be known as commercial banks. Number 3 is rural credit banks, BPR, namely banks that carry out conventional banking activities or Islamic Sharia principles in which their activities do not provide service in payment traffic. BPR activities are narrower than commercial banks, whereas BPRs only serve raising funds and channeling funds. Even in collecting funds, BPR are prohibited from accepting current account. Even in operational area, BPRs are also limited to certain regions. Another prohibition is not participating in clearing and foreign exchange transactions. And here number 2 is type of bank views from ownership. Type of banks in terms of ownership are broadly divided into 4, namely state-owned banks, state-of non-private banks, foreign-owned banks, and joint venture banks. For example, 4 state banks have BUMN, including Bank Negara Indonesia, BNI, Bank Rakyat Indonesia, BRI, BTN, and others. While national private-owned banks include Muamalat Banks, Bank Sentral Asia (BCA), Danamon, and others. And foreign-owned banks include Citibank, Chartered Bank Standard, Commonwealth, and so on. For the types of mixed banks include Mitsubishi Buana Bank, Inter-Pacific Bank, Bank Sakura Swadharma, and others bank. Type of bank views from the status. The classification of bank classification according to the status question is the ability of banks to serve the public in the term of the number of product capital to the quality of service. The bank classification since from the status is divided into 2, namely foreign exchange banks and non-foreign exchange bank. Foreign exchange bank itself is a bank that can conduct transactions to foreign country or activities related to foreign currencies. For example, transfer abroad, collections abroad to travelers checks. Meanwhile, non-foreign exchange banks are are banks that do not have broad cross-border transaction service, even though they have broad cross-border transaction service. Even though they are only limited to certain countries. Number 4 is type of bank views from how to determine prices. Based on the types of bank since from how to determine price, banks are divided by conventional principles and Islamic principles. Conventional banks apply a price system based on interest rates, or commonly known as spread-based, as well as the fee-based method, or the term that is calculating the cost required. While the Islamic bank, he implemented a system of agreement in accordance with Islamic law with related parties in depositing funds, financing, and various other banking activities. And then banks with Islamic principle apply the following system is: number 1, funding uses the principle of profit sharing, or called mudarabah, and number 2, funding based on the principle of equity participants, or known as musyarakah, uses the principle of profit sharing, or called mudarabah, and number 2, funding based on the principle of equity participants, or known as musyarakah, the principle of buying, and number 3, the principle of buying and selling goods by making a profit, or by the term murabaha, capital goods financial based on board rent without choice or ijara, and number 5, or apply the principle with the option or transferring ownership of goods leased from the bank by another party, or known as ijara wa iktana. If one sector is not good, then this will affect the other side as well. Number 3, agent objectives. As everyone knows, banks offer various financial services to the public, such as fund storage service, lending service, and so on. The bank itself is a public fund collector, which is also aimed at the community. So the services offered by this bank are closely related to community economic activities. And here have the type of banks view from function. Number 1 is central banks, which is a state-owned financial body that is given the responsibility to regulate and oversee the activities of financial institutions and ensure that the activities of these financial institutions will create a stable level of economic activity. Number 2 is commercial banks, namely banks that carry out banking business activities conventionally and or based on Islamic Sharia principle, which is their activities provide service in payment traffic. The general characteristic here is to provide all existing